Yes. After school on Tuesday, my mother took me to see a woman who had a sign on her door that said, Rhonda Ramsey, M.A., Child Development Therapist. She asked me what my favorite tree was. This was an easy question. Ponderosa pine.
Is that what you would like, March, to be a tree?
I climb trees.
And why do you want to be called March? All right, what makes you different?
I could tell her the answer to this one. I understand things faster than other people.
January, February, March. Meet March, 14-year-old nature enthusiast on the autism spectrum.
This is a story about a boy who cannot connect with people, but who desperately wants to.
So he learns that trees are an extraordinary way to process the ordinary aspects of life.
With the departure of his father, March seeks out a wise, strong, towering being to replace him in
The Eagle Tree
by Ned Hayes.
It's about time you got down from there. It's getting pretty dark. I was about to go in there and get you myself.
Okay, I am here now.
Let's go. Anything distract you in the forest? I thought I told you to be down earlier. Your mother might worry that we're so late.
I did not say anything else either. I was looking forward to coming back to climb the Eagle Tree. Maybe the next day.
March, come here. It says all the land has been sold. It's now private property. We're no longer allowed to go to the Eagle Tree.
Is it a rule?
Yes, March. Yes, it's a rule. You cannot cross the white chalk line. If you see the sign, you cannot move past it. Here, take a look. Read the sign.
On a metal post was a large yellow square with writing on it. A sign. The writing was red and it said in very large letters,
Posted. Private property. No trespassing. Violators will be prosecuted. It says all the land is going to be developed. They're going to knock down all of these trees. Peter, you were up there for 2 hours.
121 minutes.
This is the second time this month that you've been out of sight like that. You wouldn't have had this issue if you hadn't taught him to climb trees. Well, most kids can climb trees without help. I just thought knowing how would help him because kids on the spectrum should be able to climb too, you know. This could have a terrible effect on his long-term capabilities. And if he acts out or breaks down in public, it could be cited at your hearing. It could affect you and your perceived ability to be an effective parent to him. The state could make him a ward. Or you could lose custody to him, to his father. Then he'd be in Arizona without your say-so at all. He'd have no voice in that decision, and neither would you. He'd just be gone. Peter, I just feel that you need to pay attention to dangers.
It is not dangerous. I climb every morning. Some evenings, I create a climbing pattern for each tree, and I know precisely what pattern to follow on each tree. It is not dangerous.
You were up there for so long. I thought maybe something had happened to you. Do you hear me? What I'm saying?
I saw a tree across the valley. I want to climb it. I was looking at the tree.
There. Is that so hard? Just tell us what you want. Kept you up in that tree so long. I wish it was easier for you, honey. Peter March, you will not climb the Eagle Tree. Not now, not ever. 200 feet high? It's too dangerous. You're 18 years old. I won't be able to prevent you any longer, but you will not climb it now. Promise.
Sometimes I wish it was not so difficult for me to make myself understood. I wished I could plug an electric cord from my brain into someone else's ears so they could hear how I think and I could understand how they think. Looked out the window of her office. There was a tree outside that was approximately 18 feet high. Did you know that most people stop climbing trees when they are 9 years old? On average, I climb 5.6 trees every day. Some days, I climb 30 trees. My base is 3 trees. I always climb at least 3 trees every single day, rain or shine, sick or well.
How old are you, March?
I am 14 years old. I will be 15 in 6 months and 30 days.
So that is also something different about you?
Yes, of course. This is why I said that most people stop climbing trees when they are 9 years old. I am not most people.
You have said something very true there, March. How did you come to be interested in trees?
So I told her. I saw the eagle tree for the first time on the third Monday of the month of March. I sensed that the tree was calling to me, swaying in the wind. I do not believe a lot of the words people say, because people say things that are not true. I do not believe anything that I cannot see with my own eyes or hear with my own ears. I believe in trees. I can touch them. This tree is bigger than I have ever seen in my entire life. The great trunk rises above the forest canopy, nearly bare until the top, where projecting limbs jut out in stunning perfection from the highest altitudes. This tree is a thing of perfection, distinct and alone. My mother called up to me, but
Ma.
I could not hear her voice because of the wind. This tree is like a lighthouse, a beacon of hope, a sign of great life that towers over everything. A tree like this helps to orient me through a storm of things I do not understand.
Well, hello there, young man. I'm Harley Jackson with U.S. Fish and Wildlife. So I hear you're interested in the eagle tree. Unfortunately, I have some bad news. It's simply not a very healthy tree at this point in its lifespan. The rot inside the heartwood has destabilized it.
It will fall down?
Yes. We would let it take its course as a natural event, but just on the other side of the old growth part of the woods, as I'm sure you're aware, there are a number of human dwellings. If it fell, it could kill people, therefore we're going to have to take it down in a controlled fall.
When will you take it down?
Probably next week.
There was nothing I could say. There was nothing I could do anymore. I would not be able to climb the eagle tree when I got to be 18 years old. I would never be able to climb the eagle tree.
March, do you understand that there will be a hearing about your mother's ability to care for you?
Why would my mother not have the ability to care for me?
You've had some problems with hurting yourself in the past. This hearing will decide if there's capacity for self-injury. It's important for you to know that—
No! Stop talking about that! I did not understand what she was talking about. I did not want to know.
March, why do you think you are here? Why do you think you were instructed to come see me in this office?
The only time I had to go to the hospital because of a tree trunk injury was on a 50-foot Douglas fir. There was too much blood. My mother had to take me to the emergency room. I do not typically go to the hospital, and the hospital is not my favorite place. I looked out at the droplets of misty water that were accumulating on the broad leaves of the maple. What if I could just disappear back into the mix of other droplets with just a touch? Wouldn't that be better for everyone? What would a world without March look like? I thought it would be better for my mother. She wouldn't have to go to rooms where people we don't know discuss me. She wouldn't have to put bandages on my arms or wait at the bottom of trees for me to come down from climbing them.
March! March!
With the rain and the wind, it was possible that the eagle tree could fall at any point, all throughout the day. This was the mistake that I had made on every previous occasion when I tried to climb the eagle tree. I tried to do it during the daytime. If someone saw me, then they would try and stop me. They would tell me not to do it. But if I do it at night, then no one could see me, and no one could stop me. I made it. I am on top of the eagle tree. The tree's presence is overwhelming. I stand up tall on the broken crest of the eagle tree. The wind rises, and then the tree begins to fall. Ah! When I was 11 years and 4 months old, I read a story about people who were in love. They did some crazy things because they were in love. Maybe I am in love with the eagle tree. Or maybe I was, before it fell down and died. And maybe I understand a little bit more about why people do the things that they do. I climbed the eagle tree because it was all that I ever wanted to do. I did it. This is the true story.